Our passage today comes from James, the first chapter, beginning with verse 14. I'm sorry, 12. Blessed is anyone who endures temptation. Such a one has stood the test and will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love Him. No one, when tempted, should say, I'm being tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted by evil, and He Himself tempts no one. But one is tempted by one's own desire, being lured and enticed by it. Then when that desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. And that sin, when it is fully grown, gives birth to death. Do not be deceived, my beloved. The Word of God for the people of God. Thanks be to God. One of the things I wanted to show y'all, I ran across today, was this quote. And interestingly enough, this is a quote by John Newton. You remember who John Newton was? Yeah, for Amazing Grace. And he was writing a letter to a woman, and he said, temptations may be compared to the wind, which when it has ceased raging from one point after a short calm, frequently renews its violence from another quarter. The Lord silenced Satan's former assaults against you, but He is permitted to try you again in another way. Be of good courage, madam. Wait upon the Lord, and the present storm shall likewise subdue in good time. You have an infallible pilot, and are embarked in a bottom against which winds and waves cannot prevail. You may be tossed about, and think of yourself in apparent jeopardy, but sink you shall not, except the promises and faithfulness of God can faith. Now I want to start with this because temptation is something that we all deal with every single day. It might not be, we might be in a period where there's a short calm, as he said. But we know when we're in the storms of temptation. At least I hope so. Perhaps the awareness of being in the storm of temptation is something we can focus on and learn from. I didn't even know that this is how this whole message would be developed until Friday night. Friday is my day off. I try to have Sabbath day. And it's really hard to commit to that and to really live it out sometimes due to attacks of temptation, where my desire might override what's needed for Sabbath. Satan doesn't ever want us to spend time glorifying God. So anyway, what happened in my own life that I want to share with y'all about, because it was such a good example of how this happened, was I had taken my day off and it had been real resting and things like that. And toward the end of the day, I received an email. And so I saw this email. I hadn't even checked it. Not doing that in turn status. So toward the end of the day, around 6 o'clock, I saw that I had an email. And my email was from my accountant. I had filed an extension and got my taxes taken care of. My accountant had emailed me to tell me that my IRS form had been rejected due to the fact that someone else had already claimed my children on their tax return. Yeah. Yeah. See, y'all's blood pressure's rising, and that's not your turn, is it? Yeah. And so I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this. Boy, the boys needed to go to the Freeport game, and so I get in the car and I drive to the game. And I knew I was going to come back home. And I just was really realizing that, man, oh, we've just done that book on grace, but I just am about to come undone. Yeah, I am. And I told the boys, you gonna stay here? No, I don't need to be around anybody. I might lose my job. I don't know. I can't trust myself. No, I need to go home. So, boys, we've made arrangements. People gonna be there with them. So I come on home. The whole time I dropped the kids off and I just cried all the way home. Oh, God. Oh, help me. I mean, you know, you can imagine what kind of thoughts go on at this time. And the evil's just getting on in there. Come on. Make the phone call. I mean, yeah, let them have it. Just do it. I think, oh, no, I'm not falling for that. No. You can't say one thing to another. Come on. So I thought, okay, let's just go home. Let's just chill out. Let's watch some television or something. We can't read one more thing about grace or forgiveness, or I think I'm going to throw something and beat something and break china or something. So I go home, and I make me something to eat, and I get in my bed, and I sit there and I turn on TV. And I'm knowing, I'm really very aware of what I'm doing. I could have gone to a meeting. I was like, no, we're just going to sit here and we're going to have a party. We're going to have a pity party. We can at least have that and have it for a little while, and this will blow. So I knew I was having my little pity party. I was just going to have it for me and me only, and I was just going to do that until I could just calm down. So, I turn on TV, and I'm watching House. And I like watching House. That guy is smart. And he figures out all these things about people's diseases, but yet he's just really bizarre. Sociopathic, I mean, just, narcissistic. Now, I watch House. Inspiring, all of the things, the stories, the drama that unfolds is all church stuff. Temptation. Yeah. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, this is great. I can find God in this silly drama. So then I change the station and I turn it to Dateline. Now this, you're not going to believe. I'm watching Dateline, and y'all know I don't watch a lot of TV. Okay? I just don't like it. But here I am, I'm turning to the TV to get me out of this, of all things. You know, I got my Bible sitting there, and I'm getting to that, but I'm just going to see what they can do. And here's how God delivered. I'm watching on Dateline about this family up in Connecticut. This man, his wife, and 2 girls. And how they had come home one night. He had gone to read in the sunroom, and the girls went to watch a TV show. And these 2 guys across town decided they were going to kidnap some people to get some money in this rich section.